My G. Welcome back to another episode of the I'm a Beast podcast. Today the topic is going to be interesting. But I just want to say it's been a minute since I posted. It's been like 17 days, 23 hours, and 14 minutes since I last posted. I don't know what happened between those times where I just didn't post. I was out for a while. I was on a schedule podcast, but I just wasn't. I was like, let me just go out and enjoy this moment. I just flew out, and then we just got back in like 4 days ago, 2 days ago, seven. We just got. I think we got back in 7. No, we got like 4 days ago, 3 days ago. But before we get into that, right now, the sound is okay. It's a-okay, okay. But soon, I'm working on something. We're gonna have a whole setup, like a mixer, an audio mixer, and a mic, and a control arm. It's gonna look legit, bro. It's gonna look legit. The podcast, all that, yeah. Yeah. Well, happy New Year. I hope everybody's the New Year is starting off on a good note. If it's not, it's okay. Keep your head up. It's all part of the process. So it's minor setback is setting you up for a bigger comeback. You know, it's a little setback, bro. Your comeback gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a story worth telling. So do not be discouraged. Yeah. So, man, let's get into it. Reason why I want to talk about something else, but it just came on my mind, and I'm like, okay, cool. This is what we're gonna talk about. And before I go, allow me to disclose, I'm not preaching. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a pastor. I'm not someone who has the capabilities of coming up here and trying to teach you guys something. No, this is what I'm doing. I don't even know. First off, when I started doing this podcasting, it wasn't. I didn't want it. I never intended for it to go about to be like almost like a religious podcast. It is not a religious podcast. This is just the topics I end up talking about because it connects to my life. It's current. It is the current situation of my life. It's currently what I'm experiencing, and then reading the Bible at the same time. This, that, and the third. It just clicks, and I'm able to relate it to my life. And that's what this podcast is about. It's about myself, growth, and my life experience. And that the Bible is just so happy to be part of that. And it just blends in together. I don't want you guys thinking, oh yeah, he think this, he think that. No, this is just my thoughts. I am not right. I'm not saying I'm right. It's just my thoughts. If you have any ideas, if you have any something you want to add on, we'll do yada yada yada. Add on, please. Please don't take what I'm saying and run with it. Please don't do that. Don't run with it. Don't run with it. Because it's my own ideas. It's my own thoughts. They're flawed, but it's my thoughts. It's my opinion. So please don't take that and run with it and say he said this and he said that. And I'm still struggling. Like struggle crazy. Like crazy. We just gotta stay prayed up. Wallahi be like. Just gotta stay prayed up. Well, I have a quote for the comeback. The quote was, every setback is a step back for a comeback. God's plan is in motion. Just trust. Keep doing what you have to do every single day. In order for you to get there, just keep it pushing, keep moving. Boom. I don't know if I already said welcome back to another episode of the Hammer Beats podcast, but another thing I'm trying to work on is I realize I talk fast, bro. Right? For you to understand what I'm saying, you have to know me. You know, you have to do that. But I'm gonna try to slow it down. But if I slow it down, it's gonna be boring. Boom. So yeah, today we're gonna talk about James. James. Before I get into that, let me give you a little backstory. So, my little sister, she does Bible study with her friend, niece or nephew, cousin. Yes, our cousin. We did Bible study with our cousin yesterday. Apparently they've been secretly having Bible studies without me, which is insane, which is madness. and I finally was able to sneak in yesterday. They tried to do it without me too. That's strange, bro. That's just strange. That is forbidden. That is wicked, bro. Don't do that, yeah. But I joined right at first. You know what they say. It's all about how you finish, not about how you start. At first, it was a little interesting, and then we got into it, and then I was trying to figure out what to read, and I kept asking them what they wanted to read, but they really didn't. They didn't really know what they wanted to read, so I suggested we read James, and then we read verse chapter 1 and chapter 2, and yeah, we read James chapter 1 and chapter 2, and it just struck to me to see how similar me and my little sister are. Like she's like me, bro. Like she's like every version of each and every one of my brothers. Well, just me and my brother, not the other ones. The other ones are interesting individuals. I won't speak about them, but my brother, the other dreadhead, she's just like she has like 50% me, 50% him. Wait. Okay, there's like 30%. There's a huge percentage of me and him and her, and it's all in a blend. It's all infused, and it's just straight madness. I was stuff with a lot, but so yeah, we was reading James, and she felt very, 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 very convicted. Her reaction on when she was reading James, the same reaction that I had. I was just like, James, hold on, James, boy. What's the? Say, what are your mother, James? Nah, I'm tweaked out. Wait, what? Yo, no, 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 no. And the story that she read was about favoritism, prejudice, and the story. I'm gonna summarize the story. The story was about. I think it was chapter 2. It was about favoritism. So it gave it an example of a rich person coming to the store and a poor person coming to the store, and when the rich person comes in, they get 5-star treatment, versus the poor person they get mistreated. They get mistreated because of the status in his life in this world, and he talks about not doing that. That is forbidden. Don't play favoritism, and then it went on down to say the poor person is poor in the eyes of the world, but in the kingdom of God is rich, is wealthy, right? But in the eyes of the world is broke. Now you gotta ask yourself, would you rather be broke in the eyes of the world, or be rich in the eyes of the world than be broke in the kingdom of God? And then he went on to say, the poor person is poor in this life, but in the kingdom of God, he's rich. Right? That is the choice of him, he's rich. And then it went on to talk about the rich people. And he started saying, is it not the rich people who drag you to court? Is it not the rich people that speak bad on your Lord? Speak blasphemy on the Lord. Right? And that just blew me, cause let me read it, then it will make sense. I gotta read it because I'm not right now. The math is not math, and it's not. All right, this is chapter 2, verse 5. It says, "Listen to me, dear brothers and sisters. Hasn't God chosen the poor in this world to be rich in faith? Aren't they the ones who will inherit the kingdom He promised to those who loved Him? But you dishonor the poor. Isn't it the rich who oppress you and drag you into court? Aren't they the ones who slander Jesus Christ, whose noble name you bear? Yes, indeed it is. Yes, indeed it is. When you obey the royal law as found in scriptures, love your neighbors as yourself." But I'm going too deep in that. But essentially, it's talking about how the rich people kind of think about it like, well, that's what we're living right now. We're experiencing that, and we're literally living that. Like, the rich people are the one that are oppressing us. The rich people are the one that's dragging you to court. The rich people are the one that's blasphemy. That's It's trying to shame you for believing in God. It's just trying to drag you away from believing in God to believing in them, to following them, to listening to them. It's like the third. It's the rich people, but we have influencers that don't even speak about God. We have influencers that when they do speak about God, they get canceled. I say because the rich person over there got higher power. So if you tell, if that's if what you're speaking on is not on it's not on the agenda, what are you doing? You're not gonna get the check. That's why a lot of rich people, a lot of famous people don't be speaking on nothing because they can't. Because and it says you can't serve two masters. You gotta pick one, and they've already picked. They've already picked, so they don't speak. The rich people, the famous people have already picked their master. You can't serve two, so they've already picked a human because he cuts the check, because he controls everything. He got the whole system in check. So yeah, exactly what's happening right now. They're experiencing with the rich people, oppressing us, dragging you into court, and mocking God. Do you know, guys? You guys remember what happened in the Paris Olympics? They mocked the last supper, like the dinner. They was mocking it, and then the lights just went out. They're the ones that, you know what I'm saying, but they're the ones that speak, that mock God, but when we, in our eyes, we put them on a pedestal. I'm gonna speak for myself. I used to put him on a pedestal. I used to look higher. My favorite celebrity was a day I couldn't. I worshipped the ground that she walked on, cause I said this girl was in my mind more than God was. I said her name back then more than I ever said God or thought about God. I was worshiping this woman. I wanted to meet LeBron James. I wanted to meet Kobe. I thought when I meet Kobe, I'm gonna get on my, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tee up. I'm gonna just get on my knees. And be like, oh my gosh, Kobe! I can't believe it's you. Oh my gosh! Now I'll be, boy. Now I'm a different breed, bro. I don't care about none of that. I don't care to keep up with LeBron. I don't care to keep up with none of that. All the celebrities, they're fugazi to me. They are buffoons to me, bro. It's like, they're human, bro. They're human, bro. They're human to me, bro. I gotta think. You see, all they do got is money. That's it. They bleed the same way I bleed. They're gonna die the same way I'm gonna die. So why would I sit here and put this man on a pedestal, knowing good and well what he did to get that wealth, to get that fame, to stay at the top? I already know that. I know the ins and outs of whatever they have. I know the ins and outs, and I know what it takes to get to the top and to keep that fame, to keep that wealth. I already know, and it's nothing good. So it's like, why would I put you up there when you're rich in the eyes of the world, but in the kingdom of God? It is easier for a camel to enter through an eye of a needle than a rich person to enter the kingdom of God. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. I'm trying to tell you. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying. It's just interesting. But who knows? Who knows? If you do good with your money, then if you do good deeds with your money, you'll be smooth. But yeah, that stood out to my little sister. She was tweaked out heavy. That's the same verse that tweaked me out. And I said, wait, hold on, what? Wallahi. I have one more verse that I want to touch upon because she also was going crazy over that verse. But her favorite verse was about being slow to speak. And that's my favorite verse. Slow to speak, quick to listen, and slow to anger. That's my favorite verse. James 1:19, I believe. But one second. Let me find the other verse. Okay, it took me a minute to find this little verse. I was about to give up on it, but I found it. Hold on, right here. It reads, do not waver for a person with divided loyalty is unsettled as a wave of sea that is blown and tossed by the wind. A wave of the sea that is blown and tossed by the wind. It's talking about faith. People that don't have faith. It's like the this is how I put this is how I think this is how it made sense to me in my head. It's the the wave is the circumstances of your life. The circumstances of your life is the wave. So that means when you have faith, you can't let the circumstances of your life overpower your faith. So that means you have to have faith no matter what happens, no matter the circumstances, no matter what you're going through. You have to have faith. And this is just an analogy. It's like, okay, well, when your faith is weak, then it's gonna get blown away, like by the wind of the sea. The wave of the sea is gonna come and just blow it away, and then away and away, and take it. So that's your faith is just coming and going, coming and going. If you know how the wave of the sea, the wave comes and it goes, the wave comes and it goes. If your faith this week, it's gonna do the same thing. Boom, 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 and that boom, 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 boom is the circumstances, because the circumstances are always gonna come and go, and they don't never stop coming. They go and they come, and they go and they come. It's all about leveling up and being prepared for what's next, or what's to come. So it's just the circumstances, the wave, and then your actions, how strong your faith is boom, 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 boom. But yeah, I don't know if that made sense, but that's just my interpretation. That's my own interpretation. You may interpret it differently. I'm reading the NLT. So you might have an NLV. So, but it's you know what I'm saying. It's just it's my own interpretation. I'm not saying run with it. Or this is what it means, or this is what it's saying. That's just my own interpretation of what I read. If you have a better, please share with me. Comment down below what your understanding, what you think this and the third, and share with me your favorite verse, or your favorite James verse. My favorite one is 119. Yeah, be slow to speak, quick to listen, slow to anger. My favorite one. So boom, you get me. New year, starting off with a boom. Next time you guys see me, I hope next time, but if it's not next time, sooner or later, one of my videos, you're gonna see like a whole podcast thing, the whole setup. Man, it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be wicked, bro. It's gonna be mad. Yeah. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Don't comment, don't subscribe. Just stay tuned or not. I'm still gonna keep dropping. Adios.